Why was Haknyeon kicked out of the Boyz? And is ex-NCT member Taeil really going to prison for 7 years? New Jeans appeal denied, and so much more in today's episode of Totally Legit K-pop News with me, Angelina. So if you're interested in everything we have to talk about today, which is admittedly quite a bit, not quantity wise, but just you get where I'm going, right? Then keep on watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with friends you don't have. And without further ado, let's get started. In some breaking news, we have the Boyz Haknyeon, who is leaving the group, with the company releasing a statement not really explaining why, just expressing that they lost trust in him and have terminated his contract. But we do know now that Korean media has been reporting that he was apparently seen with a former Japanese AV actress. But let's read the company's statement. Hello, this is 100. As soon as we were informed of issues involving Jo Haknyeon's private life, our company immediately suspended his activities and took time to thoroughly verify the facts. So by the way, this is in reference to 2 days prior, where they announced that he was temporarily halting activities for, quote, personal reasons. But continuing on, as a result, we have come to recognize the seriousness of this issue and have clearly determined that it is no longer possible for us to maintain the trust in him as an artist. After sufficient discussions with the members of the Boyz, we have made the final decision for Jo Haknyeon to depart the team and to terminate his exclusive contract. We ask for your deep understanding, as this decision was an unavoidable measure to protect the members in the team. We would like to inform you that, as of today, Jo Haknyeon will cease all activities as the member of the Boyz. 100 will do our utmost to support the remaining members of the Boyz so that they can continue their activities in a stable and healthy environment. Once again, we sincerely apologize for causing concern to the fans, and we will do our best to repay your support with better news and activities in the future. Thank you, 100. Now, according to an exclusive report by News One, which originally came from Shukan Bunshin, it's being alleged that he met up with Kirara Asuka at a bar in Tokyo. The reports go on to say that they drank together throughout the night, that they hugged each other, and he was apparently seen resting his chin on her shoulder. Now, that's definitely not the only accusations being made. Now, as for Kirara, she was an AV actress in 2007 and retired in 2020. And it seems that now she's an influencer. It seems that she was publicly dating somebody. So with this news coming out, she's now being accused of cheating on this boyfriend because it was never announced that they had broken up or anything. The thing is though, because the boyfriend is disabled, a lot of people are saying that their relationship was a gimmick to begin with. So reading some comments, it seems that some netizens think that there's probably photo evidence out there, that Bunshin's probably going to release another article soon. People are basically speculating there must be more evidence, right? In fact, one of the insiders is basically saying that he met with her at a private bar in Tokyo, as we already know. But during that night, he paid her for services, meaning he engaged in. And another insider basically saying, from my understanding, it was not just Jo Haknyeon, but another producer who was previously working at 100 who were removed from the company due to the issue. With 10 Asia apparently reporting that they found circumstantial evidence that Haknyeon engaged in. Now, this is 10 Asia reporting this, but they're basically saying that he denied it initially, but when he was presented with evidence, that's when he admitted to it. Now, it seems in Korea, if someone engages in this, they could be subject to a fine or even a 1-year prison sentence, which 10 Asia is saying this law is the reason why 100 removed him from the group. But another thing people are talking about is Haknyeon's last message before it was announced that he'd be departing the group. It seems these messages were sent hours before the announcement, basically saying, I've been really wanting to say this. Thank you so much for just liking me for who I am. And it seems fans were not happy about this quote-unquote final message from him. If he was truly sorry to the fans, he wouldn't say something like that. Selfish to the very end. I bet the fans replied with tons of sweet messages again. This is just sad, sigh. Even if the company didn't say anything, he could have still looked out for fans who'd find out later, but he doesn't even realize what he did wrong. That cold attitude. What the hell? Jo Haknyeon, you piece of trash. Do you even know how worried fans were after that from message was the last thing you left before going silent? You really did something unforgivable to them. Now, of course, there are plenty of fans who are not happy with his removal from the group. This makes me so mad. Haknyeon has always gotten the short end of the stick. No lines, no screen time, no solo projects, no endorsements. 100 sucks. Never did anything for him. Now they can't even protect him when he needed them the most. Haknyeon getting kicked out of the Boyz and the company wording it like he committed a crime when it was just him allegedly having a girlfriend who's a former porn star. I'm so done. In my opinion, I feel that the company lacked more commitment to keeping Haknyeon in the group. So what if his girlfriend has that history? Currently, she no longer works with that and chose Haknyeon as her partner. I also know that there are a lot of malicious people, but gosh, they're 11. You can't kick him out and erase him. Jo Haknyeon will forever be the backbone of the Boyz. The hate during and way after Produce 101, not just from people people, but his own effing company, no screen time, no lines, was always hidden in the back when he had so much talent. After everything the Boyz has been through with this new company, kicking Haknyeon out for meeting up with someone is insanity. He's a grown-ass man, let him enjoy his life. Other people saying it's not a dating scandal, actually it's a scandal, with some netizens being very disgusted by this. That's worse than just dating. Being caught dating would have been better. They say we don't date, lol, but this is the reality in Korea. If he was going to date, he should have done it properly. He could have eaten well at least. But from there, Haknyeon actually released a handwritten letter denying the allegations, specifically in regards to firstly, I'm sorry to have worried everyone due to such unsavory matters, as well as the fans who were very shocked by the news reports about me. On May 30th, 2025, I had been present at a gathering with alcohol involved around dawn, along with my acquaintances. It was true that I was there, but it is totally untrue that I have participated in neither illegal actions or prostitution as suggested by articles and rumors. I am deeply reflecting over my actions and want to offer my sincerest apologies to those who were shocked. So of course, with all that said, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I read a comment basically saying that all they hear about the Boyz now is their scandals, which is true because I mean in the last video there was like 5 different scandals regarding the Boyz specifically. Now this is a theory that I bring up from time to time, but essentially the theory is the reason we don't hear a lot about some idols is because their companies are paying off these media outlets to not write the stories about them, right? So if a company doesn't want a dating rumor to be in the public eye, they pay off the media outlets. This is a theory, okay? Don't sue me. But if the company doesn't care, then they're not going to pay these media outlets, then we see the stories. Which is why some people theorize YG doesn't care. They don't pay off the media outlets. Therefore, we see the dating rumors out of YG Entertainment. Here's the thing. We've also seen instances where idols leave their companies, join a new company, and then suddenly, oh, a dating rumor comes out. Oh, this idol had been dating this person for 2 years actually, but it only came out after they left that company. So the theory would be that that company stopped paying the media outlets to keep it hush hush. The new company isn't gonna pay that, so then the rumor comes out. So by that logic, with the Boyz leaving their former company, would that be a reason why all of this is coming out about them now? Is it a more passive thing that the company just stops paying? Or is it a more malicious thing that the company is retaliating against artists that left their company? Just a theory. What are your thoughts about that? With that, we're going to be moving on to ex-NCT member Taeil. Now, this is a very heavy subject. We will be discussing very sensitive things. So if you're not up to it, of course, you can catch me in another video. But it's been reported that prosecution is demanding a 7-year sentence for ex-NCT member Taeil. As we all know now, him and some of his friends are being accused of what is called quasi. So during this trial, the prosecution demanded for a 7-year sentence for each defendant, stating as the case involves the gang of a foreign female tourist, this is an extremely serious matter of very poor criminal nature. The prosecution even saying the defendants even suggested sending the victim away by taxi to a location different from where the crime occurred, intending to confuse her about the location or make it difficult for the police to track the case. This shows a deliberate attempt to obstruct investigation, particularly exploiting the fact that the victim is a foreigner. So it seems that after the crime was committed, they wanted to send her off in a taxi to confuse her. And this is particularly relevant with further details of the crime, where it's basically said that she was passed out, adding, given the statements from the defendants, it's highly questionable whether they are genuinely remorseful and repenting. Although a written statement was submitted, we asked the court to consider the seriousness of the crime in determining the sentence. But Taeil's attorney is basically saying, you know, Taeil apologized to the victim. The victim accepted and doesn't want him to be punished, that he's gone through psychological counseling, that he's gone to a violence prevention program, so basically asking for leniency. The victim accepted the apology and expressed that she did not wish for his punishment. In penitence for his wrongdoings, he completed a violence prevention program and has undergone psychological counseling, vowing to never repeat the same mistake again. With Taeil even saying, I feel so apologetic to everyone who felt disappointed in me. If I'm granted leniency, I will consider it the last chance of my life and contribute at least a little to society in any way I can and do my best in life. So the attorneys are basically asking the court to take into consideration that the defendants submitted letters admitting their guilt, but the prosecution is basically saying, well, they only wrote those letters after the police conducted a search and seizure 2 months after the incident, saying this does not meet the legal requirements for voluntary surrender and undermines its intended meaning. So sentencing for the 3 defendants will be determined in October. So with this trial, this is the first time Taeil has been spotted in 10 months. We do have more details on the case, basically that Taeil and the defendants didn't know the victim, that she was unconscious and drunk. Now the prosecution is basically saying that this wasn't a spontaneous crime. And keep in mind, during those 2 months, they were analyzing CCTV footage, trying to properly analyze it, trying to figure out who the defendants were. The prosecution even saying that they found messages between the defendants where they acknowledged that the victim was a foreigner and that they wanted to manipulate the taxi GPS so that it indicated a different location from where the crime was committed. It seems Taeil also revealed that when he was kicked out of his agency, he started working part-time jobs. But now that netizens know the date that the crime was committed, they found out that Taeil actually did a live stream the day after, with the crime happening on June 13th and him doing a live stream on June 14th. So netizens are absolutely disgusted by this. They're already disgusted to begin with. A lot of people saying that 7 years isn't enough. He deserves way worse than that. It goes without saying this is absolutely vile and disgusting. And keep in mind, he's admitted to these charges. He's admitted that he's guilty of this crime, and his 2 other friends as well. So that is the update that we have for ex-NCT member Taeil, with the sentencing for him and his 2 friends happening in October. And with that, I will have resources in my link tree if you need them. Is AllDay project misogynistic? So with the choreography for Famous being released, some people are saying that it's misogynistic. Like, the fact that the girls are doing different choreographies from the boys is rubbing a few people the wrong way. Let's take a look. We on the floor, don't you try me, I want. This doesn't even work anymore, by the way. Back then I probably would have just thought, oh, this is nice, but now the feminist inside me is waking up. I'm growling, growling, stop making women do humiliating dances for F's sake in this piece of misogynistic world. The guys stand tall with wide shoulders from a low angle as if they're looking down, but the girls crouch down low and stick out their butts. Effing hell, lol. Just imagine if the guys were made to dance like the girls. The answer is obvious, right? Even in co-ed groups, it's always the girls who get stuck with the girly choreography. That alone is a full vibe. Such BS. You can already tell what Teddy was on when he made songs like Meow's Hands Up. If the guys did the girly choreo too, would anyone complain? This is bullshit. The girls are shaking their asses while the guys are just standing there with their hands together like they're praying. I'll say, I'm definitely not against seeing male idols shake it. But what are your thoughts on that? Like, do you think they should have just made a choreography that everyone can do? Do you like the fact that they're playing with the choreography like that? Because actually, this isn't the only misogynistic accusation going around. Because member Tarzan has been accused of cultural appropriation even before the group debuted. People citing him wearing braids in Instagram pictures, among other things, right? But in the music video, it seems that he is wearing braids still. So a lot of people are pointing out double standards between the love that AllDay projects seem to be receiving versus the hate that Kiss of Life have gotten. Let's read some comments. Kiss of Life got death threats and apologized 4 times, while this dude has people licking his toes. Goes to show what a disadvantage being a woman is in society. But I thought Kissies had no backbone. This man's debut this week alone has literally proved y'all never cared, and the outrage was purely performative and because Kiss of Life are females. A female idol does this and she would get dragged for 2 years straight. Once again, K-pop stans are willing to forgive men for the same things they drag women. Interestingly, there's this video of Annie Moon with what seems to be a former boyfriend, and they're, you know, hugging and being lovey-dovey, which is receiving a lot of backlash as well, with a lot of people saying, wow, a rookie having a past like this, that is ridiculous, and other people being like, people saying this is actually misogynistic, getting mad at her for this. I didn't even want to show the video. Needless to say, there's a lot going on with AllDay project recently. Let me know your thoughts. Let's move on to Kpop Shenanigans, which are basically fun little things that have happened in K-pop recently and or quick news. NewJeans' appeal was denied. Basically, Adore filed an injunction to prevent NewJeans from doing their independent activities. The members filed an objection to this injunction. That was denied. They appealed this objection. That was also denied. And with this, Adore released the following statement. Hello, this is Adore. Yesterday, there was a ruling in the appeals hearing that once again clearly confirmed that Adore is the agency of NewJeans. We express our deep gratitude to the court for its judgment. We hope that this decision will serve as an opportunity for the members to return to where they belong as NewJeans and resume their activities. As NewJeans approaches their 3rd debut anniversary next month, the company will do its utmost to support them so they can achieve even greater growth and progress. Thank you. Big Hit's new boy group apparently is going to debut in August. Big Hit have also released a statement regarding Suga's discharge plans, saying there's no special events planned, overcrowding can cause safety risk, requesting fans not to visit. aespa Karina's water bomb outfit outfit was apparently leaked. Apparently. Because people are also saying this is the same outfit she wore in her Sprite commercial, which also is angering people because they're like, why would she wear the same thing she's wearing in her Sprite commercial? Why would she cover her stomach like that? This outfit looks awkward. The Sprite commercial in question. Jennie is going to appear on Hot Ones, marking 3 of 4 Blackpink members to appear on the show. People have been discussing X Love and their genderless concept, and I've just been obsessed with this choreography move. But anyways, I reckon that's basically it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with friends you don't have. These are the lovely individuals who help support my channel on a monthly basis. It means the world to me. Thank you so much. Go follow my second channel, by the way. We've been playing Genshin Impact. I just pulled Shenhe last night. It took me 70 pulls, but it's okay. I didn't lose my 50-50 to Mona again. But anyways, bye everybody.